it's CDLE. Welcome to Live Wire, our podcast where we are building community across our agency. There's so much great work happening in CDLE's divisions, offices, and affinity groups, and this is where we'll be showcasing the impact each of you have on Coloradans we serve. This podcast series is brought to you by the creative team in the Office of Government Policy and Public Relations with our host, Deputy Executive Director and Chief Communications Officer, Ms. Cher Haavind.
Hey, welcome back to Livewire. I'm your host, Cher Haavind. I'm so excited to have a new friend and colleague with us today, Danny Combs. Welcome.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
So, Danny, you joined the department, not even a year ago, right?
Yeah, it started in November, so it's only been a few months at this point.
And a lot has happened. We'll get into that a little bit.
So, disability solved. It's all done.
You're love welcome. That. So April is Autism Acceptance Month. And Danny, in your role, you're the director of the Colorado Disability Opportunity Office, known as CDOO. Mm-hmm. CDOO is brand new to the Department of Labor and Employment, one of our kind of 4 special offices. You have a really interesting career past. I think you military, was it Air Force branch, right? Okay. And we'll talk about your affinity for UFOs here in a little bit. So Autism Acceptance Month, we just thought it'd be a great time to have you on, have folks get to know you, your work with CDOO. You do a lot in that office I didn't even know about until you joined. The license plates that are very trendy right now with the black and white, that's courtesy of CDOO, or I guess you receive the proceeds from that money.
Correct.
Right, so we'll talk about that. But your work with autism actually goes beyond CDOO, and you started the Teaching Autism Community Trades nonprofit, TACT.
Yep.
And you are co-founder and board chair of the Colorado Neurodiversity Chamber of Commerce. Mm-hmm. Busy guy.
Yes.
So let's just get right into it. Why is the work that you do so important, specifically this work with CDOO?
It's a great question. I think on a personal level, it's something that it's part of my daily life. And I think when autism affects you in a very direct way, it's hard to just sit back and be a passive player when you see firsthand what's taking place in our culture and our society, and you recognize the disadvantages and misperceptions and misconceptions about what autism is and neurodiversity is. It just makes you want to be more proactive and engaged in the community to change that and actually get everybody on board to create a more equitable future.
Well, and I think the fact that you are a leader, you're well known, you've done some media, and the fact that you do have a personal connection to it makes your work even that much more impactful. Nice. And I think we're just so lucky to have you here leading that effort for Coloradans.
Thanks.
What is one thing you want people to know about autism?
I think right away off the bat, when people hear it, it's usually with some kind of negative connotation. I think a lot of times, it's 1 in 36 individuals that are diagnosed with autism now. They only take that statistic from 8-year-olds. So if somebody's diagnosed at 10, 12, 50, doesn't count towards the 1 in 36. And the CDC hasn't released an update in the last 5 years. And traditionally, they've done it every 2 years. So they're long and way behind schedule to actually give an update. So I think that there's more autistic individuals out there than they probably recognize and people are aware of. And I think that it's just worth noting that autistic individuals view and perceive the world in a unique way, like a lot of us, that various neurotype. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's actually a good thing that we surround ourselves with people that have different perspectives and offer some unique perspective that increases creativity and innovation around us.
Well, I think that's amazing. Your office is just down the hall from mine. Mm-hmm. And so we say hello, and I'm just starting to get to know you. But I've learned a lot just researching your background and understanding more about your nonprofit work. And I think it is important. We serve all of Colorado, every community, every type of worker. And I think, we've served people with disabilities for some time now with Voc Rehab, but this is just such, I think, a great addition to that work that we do. And your experience in leadership is, again, I think we're really fortunate to have you.
Thank you. I love being here.
So CDOO and the Disability Funding Committee recently awarded more than $2 million to organizations supporting individuals with disabilities. Maybe just tell us a little bit about that work.
It's an incredible opportunity, and I can't take any credit for the Disability Funding Committee. And there's some incredible leaders in our state that set that up. And it's been around for over a decade with expired vanity plates, but not many people are in the market for expired vanity plates. Although we have that, which is pretty fantastic, and that is another revenue stream for us. But when we got access to the historic plates, like the black license plate, the red license plate, it's now generating over $1 million a month, which is just extraordinary. And so, A, I don't think a lot of people recognize when they purchase those plates that they're funding disability, and B, I don't think they recognize the incredible impact it has. And with the Disability Funding Committee and the opportunity we have to share all kinds of funding resources to early child education, outdoor rec, veterans, any aspect of disability, from housing to transportation, CDOO and the Disability Funding Committee get to be the leaders in, and it reaches every corner of our state, which is pretty amazing.
What license plates do you have on your car?
I'm a classic car person. I love classic cars, although I had to sell all of my classic cars with 3 teenagers driving. So
Oh, wow.
I'm driving the car's license plates that I've purchased for my kids.
Okay.
It's fun buying 3 teenage boys' cars and the insurance on that. That makes life,
Holy
that adds to
cow.
the gray hairs for sure.
I can imagine. That actually is one of our questions later. So just giving you a little preview there. So before we get into that exciting part of the show, which is rapid fire, tell us, and you've touched on it already because you have a personal commitment to the work that you do. What are you most excited about? So look ahead 12 months. Where do you want CDOO to be, and what are you most excited about?
There's over 20% of Coloradans and people in America have a disability. It's actually 28.7%. And when you start looking at the way that our state has been operating, Colorado is a leader in a lot of ways. I mean, really far ahead of the curve. However, there's still such a far way of going in recognizing that we all know somebody with a disability. We might have a disability ourselves. And when we start looking at the metrics of success in our state, CDOO can be integrated in part of everything we're doing and creating that opportunity for everything from employment, access to services, to housing, to communication, to employment. There's so much room to grow, and we get to do that together. And I really commend the Department of Labor and Employment for integrating us into it, because that's an incredible opportunity to showcase to the rest of the state how it can be done.
For sure. Well, thank you again for all of your work. I know our Lieutenant Governor is a leader in this space, and we really appreciate all of her support.
I think she's amazing.
Yeah, she's been on the show before, actually. Good. So, well, Danny, we're going to get into the exciting rapid fire section if you're ready of our show. Okay. All right. In honor of baseball season, what would be your walk-on song?
Oh, gosh. You know what? My dad was actually a baseball player. And if I told you that he was signed to the St. Louis Cardinals and dove into a pool showing off for a female companion and compressed C2 and became quadriplegic. So I've been around disability my entire life from my dad. And he is a big Jethro Tull fan. In fact, although I'm not, he is. And that's his ringtone for when I call is Jethro Tull. So I pick a Jethro Tull.
My gosh, that's awesome. Last Google search.
Actually, that's a great question. My son is a superhero fan. So it's going to be something with one of the new Marvel movies. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Go-to coffee order?
Oh, black coffee all the time.
Ben? Texting or FaceTime?
My better half. Yes.
Okay. Dream car?
Oh, my dream car? If money wasn't an option, it would be a Ford GT40. If I just hit it big and don't have to drive kids around anymore, it would be a Volkswagen Carmen Ghia convertible.
Oh my gosh. I had 4 Volkswagens, all, 2 convertibles. There's nothing like a little tiny Volkswagen, but that's tough too.
Horsehair and gasoline mixed together. That's the best.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Would actually be pistachio.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Ooh, that's a great question. Shawshank Redemption.
Are you ready for this? Have you ever seen a UFO?
No, I've never seen a UFO.
Are you sure you've never seen a UFO?
There's lots of different things that are flying in space.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how strongly do you believe that aliens exist?
10.
Okay, awesome. You passed. And then for our audience, there's going to be a little link at the end of Livewire in this edition, and they will get the joke.
Yeah.
It's a really good joke.
Oh, okay.
Was that was live television?
That was live television. Yes.
So I've done live TV also. You never know what you're going to get. You just got to kind of roll with it. You did a great job navigating that.
Thank you.
But yeah, so that's just a little treat for for our audience.
It's funny because, I fly satellites for the Air Force and Space Force. And so when you get to work in space and you're working back in a skiff, that became quite a joke among the team for a little bit. Yeah.
Well, you handled it well. She really wanted to know your thoughts.
She definitely did.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Danny, for being here. This is a great topic to bring to our labor and employment employees, but really just statewide, as you said. We have the ability to educate and influence and inform the work that we do, but really to help Coloradans know that there are opportunities and resources and the money to the nonprofits and your nonprofit work. I mean, I think it's just another bright spot for CDLE to champion the work that we're doing. So
thank you. I appreciate it
so much. Have a great day. We'll see you next time on Livewire. Thanks, Danny.
Thanks.
Cher Haavind. Haavind.
No.
Haavind.
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 Yes.